Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm doing what I usually do in the morning, right? In Atlanta, sit in traffic. It's funny. I've been working at my job. I won't say where, for going on 10 years, and this doesn't even bother me anymore. You just get used to it. You use your time. I used to listen to music a lot, and I used to listen to a lot of books and just things to feed my mind. I still do those things, and now I add making videos. So it's all productive time, or I have conversations, right, with friends. The time passes so quickly. But I wanted to get on here. I haven't been on all week, but just know when you don't see me that I am usually being really reflective or I'm feeding my soul in some way. I'm just not disappeared. Is that a word? Or in hiding or whatever. I'm usually somewhere off being reflective, sorting through some things in my head so that I can fill my cup, so that, hi Pam, always the first, almost always the first to join. Good morning. Just so I can fill my cup and have something to offer. We can't offer anybody anything from an empty cup. You have to fill yourself up so you can bless others. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I love it. I can feel your energy coming through with that. Thank you. This morning, I wanted to share an experience I had yesterday, and I titled today's video, Blessings Come with Yes. Blessings come with yes. Now, if you've seen any of my past videos where I say life happens at yes, and I was encouraging people to get away from saying no to everything, and say yes to life. Because you don't experience life without a yes. You don't go on vacation without saying yes to it. You don't go to college and pursue a degree without saying yes to that. Life happens at yes. And so my little story is that last week, a friend of mine from the church, our communications director. Good morning, Rashida. Our communications director reached out to me in my inbox. Oh, Pam, bless you. She says she works, and she's at work. She's working, and she takes a break to listen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. But yeah, he messages me to do to record the announcements for a church. He does a whole production. I mean, this guy does some awesome things. So the announcements are recorded. They're videotaped, not audio. They're videotaped, and it's shown on Sabbath mornings. That's how they do announcements. But technologically, I mean, this church is ahead of a lot of other churches within the same denomination. And I was just so honored that he chose to ask me, and he cracks me up. He's the funniest guy. He cracks me up because he was like, and don't tell me no, because I see you on Facebook every morning making these videos, so don't tell me you can't do it or you're scared or something. I was like, no. So we got together yesterday to record it, and we just got to talking, and on the way out the door, I said to him, so how do you get your business? And there are two things going on there. It's that when you're genuinely interested in people, wow, sometimes things just take off from there. Because I was genuinely curious about how he got his business. He's doing his own thing with videography and a lot of other things. He's a social media expert, if you ask me. He probably won't claim that, but that's how I see him. And I was asking him, just wanting to know sincerely, how do you get your business? And the conversation just took off from there. But what happened was I said yes to doing something. I'm not getting paid to do this. I was just doing it because I wanted to play my part. And he asked, I said yes. I got there. And it turned around to be such a blessing for me, because I have moments when I know I'm in the midst of being shifted into a new thought or something. I don't know how to explain that, except that I can feel it. So I was feeling like there is something that I need. I'm trying to define it. I can't put my finger on it, but it has to do with future plans, you know. And he just confirmed so many things, all because I was, one, genuinely interested in, and two, said yes to just being asked to do something, and two, because I was genuinely interested in what he was doing. And the conversation turned in the middle of it and just switched towards me and what I was doing, and he just poured into me and told me straight what he saw for me. And I don't even know if he even realized that what he was doing was confirming thoughts I had had before about the exact thing that he told me. He said, you need to go into blah, 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 blah. And let me tell you, one of the things that I've been pondering, and I said it months ago to my husband and to my friend Prudence, I said, there has to be a reckoning, because I really don't get to use all of my gifts sitting at my desk. Actually, I use none of it. None of the powerful gifts that I have within me get used sitting at my desk. And let me tell you something. There's a song by a singer named Sinach, and S-I-N-A-C-H. And it is called I Know Who I Am. And oh my gosh, that song was written by a very conscious, a very aware individual. And there's a line that says, no, I'll tell you the words. It says, we are a chosen generation, called forth to show his excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. And the line that gets me every time is, all I require for life, God has given me. And here's where I'm going with this. Everything you need for life, everything you need for your purpose was given to you at birth. We don't pay attention all the time. We know we have this gift, that gift, but we are not focused on developing those gifts to do exactly what we came here to do. We spend a lot of time being unhappy, pursuing things that do nothing for us. For me, I know I want to do something that feeds somebody else's soul and mine. They say, it is said, right, that if you do what you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And I've heard that saying for years, and I know you have too. I know you have too. And the reason why that makes so much more sense to me now than when I first heard it or heard it over the years is because I get it. I get it now. When you are pursuing what you love, when you are doing what you love, it doesn't feel like work. How is it? If I love to sing. I love to sing. I could spend hours and hours and hours singing, and I could lose myself in it, and I'd be totally happy, and I wouldn't notice the time. Now, if you have something that you absolutely love to do, whatever that is, put that on your heart right now. If somebody were to pay you to do that, would you feel like you're working? You'd be like, I can't believe I get this money to do something that I love, right? But here's the thing. Most of us don't understand. And I didn't understand it. Guys, I'm coming up on 44. And I'm just pouring into you the things that I'm learning and realizing about life. Because this life is meant to be lived to its fullest. God didn't mean for us to be down here miserable. And, you know, I just don't want anybody to continue on the path of thinking that the road to righteousness and the road to heaven is paved with pain. with pain and sacrifice and lack. It's not true. It is not true. And I know sometimes we've gotten that from the pulpit. You get the it's not okay to have money. You get those things. I know you do. Hey Steve. Hey guys. My inspiration is actually watching my video. Hi Steve. Because he told me, he said you should do a topic about and I know, we've gotten this sometimes, this programming, I call it programming. We've gotten this from the pulpit at times, depending on where you go to church. And I'm telling you, it's a lie. It's not the truth. And I don't mean to call your pastor a liar, but it's not true. That's not what God intends for us. So I want you to consider, what is it that you love to do? I see Christopher on. Christopher Parham is my hairstylist. He is amazing. But you know what? He would not be serving the world, me, all these other ladies that he makes beautiful creations for and does such amazing work. He wouldn't be doing the world any justice sitting at somebody's store, I don't know, or sitting at somebody's desk. He pursued his passion. He's an amazing, and I mean amazing, stylist. He loves what he does. Then he puts his hands to making candles. I mean, I've never heard Christopher complain about time and being bored. I've heard him say, man, I've just been so busy. I got this going. He has 3 businesses going on. 3 businesses going on. And I'm like, I love that. And this is what happens when you operate within your passion. Within your passion. But you have to say yes to life. You have to not be afraid. We have to get out of fear. Fear is what? False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. I dare you to try something. Let me tell you something. Corporate America is not going to have me for too much longer. Yeah, that's what I said. Corporate America is not going to have me for too much longer because I'm not going to live beneath my privilege. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not afraid to fail because failure is only a lesson for what to do better the next time. That's all it is. And corporate America is not going to have me for too much longer because there's a bigger purpose. There's something that I need to do. What I know is the gifts that God placed within me are not just for me alone. It's not for me to profit. It's for me to shift people and to change people's lives. I know that. Lavelle is only one tool. One. I'm getting fired up in my car. I'm sorry. Lavelle is just one tool that I have in my arsenal for how to shift people's life by giving them proper nutrition. It's just one. There's a whole lot more coming. I don't know what it is, but I believe it. I believe it. And I don't want to start preaching a sermon this morning. I'm going to have to leave some of it for another time. But I want to stay at yes. I want to stay at yes. You have to say yes to life. You have to say yes to things because you don't know where yes is gonna go. But hey, don't say yes and feel bad about it. This is important. Pay attention. Pay attention right now. Don't say yes to anything that you feel bad about. I said the other day, your emotions, your feelings are your GPS for life. Don't say yes to things you feel bad about. Say yes to what feels good. Go with that. Go with that. That is gonna take you down the path to the joy and to the things that are beautiful that you want to experience. But saying yes to things you don't feel good about, nothing's gonna come from that. I'm telling you, nothing's gonna come from that because you're gonna be operating in a place where you're either gonna be out of integrity or you're not gonna be authentic, and you cannot create in that space. You cannot create in that space. You can't create anything. You're not gonna get much done. You're not gonna feel good about yourself. You're gonna feel yucky. Yucky people don't do nice things. Okay, so pay attention to that. You have to say yes. You have to say yes. Now, there are some times you might be a little bit scared. You might be a little apprehensive. But being a little bit scared is different from feeling bad. Fear is something that you can easily overcome with a yes and an attempt. Feeling bad, you shouldn't be doing what feels bad to you. Okay? Christopher said I needed this. I love you too, Christopher. Thanks, Janet. Thanks, Jessica. And my inspiration for this morning's topic, Steve, he says, that's right. We've got another plan, a bigger purpose. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to encourage all of you to pursue that higher purpose. That higher purpose. What are your gifts? Can you find that out for me today? Find out what your gifts are. And then find out what you love to do. Because we were given those gifts to what is the word? To accomplish. There are some things that God wants you in particular to accomplish. And the gifts that He placed within you, within me, are intended to take us down the path of what He wants us to accomplish. So you need to seek it and you need to know it. You need to make it your business, make it your mission, to define it and know what it is. Because that is what you're supposed to be doing in this world. So yes, corporate America won't have me for too much longer, because I will not seal up my gifts within me and sit behind somebody's desk using none of it. I remember when I realized it, I said to Max, I said, do you realize that my gifts only get used for a few minutes on Sabbath morning and in one place? I said, something is wrong with this picture. I said, there's no way God gave me a gift that was so influential, or gifts that are so influential, that touch people's soul the way that it does, for me to use it one day a week. I said, I use none of it. 5 days a week showing up to somebody's job, sitting behind the desk. Half of them don't even know this side of me. They don't even know. They don't even know. They don't know me. Most people don't. And that's why I said, you know, I'm not waiting for anybody to give me a platform. I'm going to create my own. Just because I can. Yeah. Because I know who I am. And when I said that, that was a few months back. And then it was about figuring out what was the thing, what would it look like. And you know what? Here's the truth. Most times you don't know what it's going to look like. Most times you don't know what it will look like. You just have to trust. It's a faith walk. It really is. It's a faith walk. You have to trust that what is for you is going to come to you. You need to do some preparation. Yes. You need to do some introspection. Yes. But the biggest part of it is the faith and belief. The faith and belief that what needs to happen and what needs to come together will. It will. And it will come together in ways you'd never expect. Who knew that saying yes to doing church announcements would lead down the path to confirmation of what I'd been thinking a few months back, and I didn't pursue it all the way. I think I just got a coach, but I need to be doing something else, and I know that. And who knew that going down that path would lead to the topic of this video, right? So say yes. Say yes to something today. Yeah? Okay? Promise. Say yes to something today. And find out what makes you tick. What makes your heart sing. What causes you to lose track of time. What do you do that causes you to lose track of time? Write that down. Write that down. Write it down today. Write it down today. Okay. Janet says, you have created it. Go move those mountains. God is great. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. And God within me is great. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time this morning. God bless you all. And to all the Get Up girls out there, get up, girl. You got to go get it done. Get up. Get this life going. Bless you all. Bye-bye.